What up, though? Welcome to the very first episode of Questions and Confessionals. This is the part of Baked After Dark where you'll send your baking questions, life confessions, or anything that's on your heart, and I'll do my best to answer. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Bri, and tonight we've got 3 questions, so let's get right into it. Tonight we're going to kick it off with a real baking question, and a good one at that. This one comes from Raisin. She actually sent me a video of another baker making some yeast rolls, but the baker added the active dry yeast right into the dry ingredients and just mixed everything together. Now, Raisin is a baker herself. She loves to make a good focaccia bread, so she's well versed in how active dry yeast should work. So she slid in my inbox and said, "Bri, is this normal? To answer your question, with active dry yeast, no, that's not the standard method. You actually want to bloom it first, and that just means we're going to dissolve it in warm water that's around 105 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit with a little bit of sugar to feed it. After about 5 to 10 minutes, it'll start to foam. That is when you know that the yeast is alive and ready to work." Now, in the video Raisin sent, I noticed the baker used 2 tablespoons of yeast for 3 cups of bread flour, which is kind of a lot, like double what a normal recipe uses. Most recipes only call for about 2 teaspoons for that amount of flour. So what this baker did was overcompensate by adding extra yeast and basically forced the dough to rise without blooming it first. Now, that did work for her. The bread turned out, from what I could tell, to be really soft and it looked delicious, but it's been my experience that using too much yeast can actually throw the flavor off of whatever you're baking, and it can give you inconsistent results. Now, if you're using instant yeast or bread yeast, which is actually milled finer and doesn't require to dissolve first, you can mix that directly into your dry ingredients because that's what it's designed for. You don't have to bloom it. But if your label actually says active dry, you should be blooming it. It's a small step that helps you bake with more control and precision gives you consistent results, which is key for baking. Next up, we have a question from someone who submitted under the name D's Nuts.
Boy, what the fuck you want?
Yep, D's Nuts. So we already know there's about to be some bullshit. Let's get into it. D asks, do we get a topless episode of your show when it drops? Asking for a friend. Well, D, here's the thing. The topless edition of Baked After Dark is a very limited release. I only afford that experience to the man that is fortunate enough to be mine. And trust me, he don't have to ask. But since we're here, let's talk about what you can expect from Baked After Dark with Bri. Now, is the show sexy? Well, of course, I'm in it. But not because my titties are out. It's sexy because the mood, the lighting, the storytelling, the bakes, everything that I've curated for this show is sexy. And the passion that I've poured into this project is just gonna ooze out of your screen. Because I'm in my element. I'm in my purest form, being my sexiest self. So yes, it is sexy. But it's the kind of sexy that feeds your soul more than it feeds your flesh, without there even being a titty in sight. So if you're thinking about tuning in, come tune in. Tune in for the baking, tune in for the vibes, tune in to fantasize about my naked tits if you want. But you will not actually be seeing my bare titties. Sorry to disappoint. Now, go put some money in the tip jar for even asking me that shit. Our last question for the night comes from my bestie, who I love deeply, and who is, without question, messy boobs. She asked, what color was the couch that you threw at Tomas? First of all, it was green. And second of all, It wasn't a whole couch per se. It was part of a sectional. A large sectional, but a sectional nonetheless. Part of a sectional. Now, that version of me is long gone, but in retrospect, the couch needed to fly. Maybe one day I'll tell y'all the full story of how we even got to that point of me throwing a couch, but I'm happy to report that I haven't had to throw a couch since. And I no longer date men that will put me in a position to throw anything, especially furniture, at them. All I can say is thank God for maturity and discernment, and thank you, Messy Boots, for reminding everybody that personal growth is real and that your 20s really are just a clusterfuck of chaos and what the fuck and struggle, because woof, child. That wraps up our first episode of Baked After Dark, Questions and Confessionals. Shout out to Raisin for the real question, D's Nuts for the ridiculous question, and Messy Boots for keeping me grounded and reflective. If you got a baking question, a story, or you just want an honest opinion, head to bakedwithbri.com/Ask Bri and drop it in the inbox. I'm your host, Bri, and I'll be back next time with some more questions and answers from the inbox. Until then, bloom your yeast, protect your peace, and please keep your couches grounded. Y'all stay sweet.